Hey, good morning. We're over here bright and early getting ready to move the cattle to the Bermuda Triangle. It's a place on the ranch where creeks, two different creeks, the east and the west Bio Creek, come together. And so we call that the Bermuda Triangle. What I've got to do real quick is I've got to hook to the fence, and I'm going to build a poly wire across the creek over to that side. And what that's for is simply to check the cattle up. Well, actually, there's a couple of things right now that's for. That's to check the cattle up because they're going to have calves, and I don't want them to go all the way to the south end and then, you know, try to find their calves all the way back if their calves don't go with them. Another thing it's going to do is it's going to check them up and make them look along this bio. You can see all the green along this big creek. There's a lot of things that can still be utilized right here in this drought. Now you can see it's kind of overcast this morning, and so we are expected to get a little bit of rain. They're predicting about a ½ inch, which is wonderful. We need about 10 inches. Not at once. But anyway, let's get to moving cattle. So there's a couple of different things going on right now with respect to management on the livestock, especially the cows. And number one, we've got to get the cows back to the bulls. We're moving that direction anyway. It's kind of a timing thing. Number two is we need to sort off some dries. We need to sort off anything that is an obvious cull, because we've reached our drop dead date as far as if we don't have X amount of rain by this time, then we need to pull some. And so that's where we are. So that's what we're working towards. And it's just, you know, you can see it's just getting to a necessity. Boy, there's a bunch of cows that are coming in. That's good. It just so happens it is time to put the bulls in, and that's where we're headed. We typically will move the cows to the bulls, which it's on our rotation anyway, so it's not a big deal, but there's a lot of bulling going on. Well, you always hope that they'll come when you blow the whistle. I don't know if they just can't hear me or if they're hustling. If they're hustling for food, that's great. That's what we want them to do, be grazing. But I've got about 10% here, maybe. So I'm gonna go ahead and go start getting them if I can, because they're sure not coming this way, at least that I can see. I've been sitting here for a while. Now this pasture's pretty long. It goes about a mile that way, so I'm gonna head back that way, and I can hear bawling back in there. I just don't know what's going on. You know, they may have gone back to the previous pasture. So I guess I'll get these going through the gate. Like sands through the hourglass, these are the days of our lives. Hopefully it rolls in here and still rains. It's supposed to rain a little bit, but even then it doesn't matter. It's not going to be enough to meet our stocking rate. So we will bring them into the pens here in the next week to the next month, hopefully sooner rather than later. We're actually going to bring cows in, and if they don't have a calf by now, they're going to be gone. So that's kind of why we're headed that way, and to get them hooked up with the bulls. You know, they're content right here. I don't know if they're going to come or not. Usually what happens is you have 85–80% that'll come. The rest of them are like, oh, I'm good. Wow! Come on! Woo! That old girl right there. You ran off and left your baby. I know you're hollering at it, but I sure don't see it. Don't come to the gate without it. So see, what you get is you got the cows going, oh, we're moving. Then here, before long, they'll go, hey, isn't there supposed to be something with me? And she's the one that's gonna have to do it, that I know of. There's gonna be several of them that are like that. This is where their greed plays a big role. But at least they're coming. And who knows, maybe their baby is dragging along with another mother. Let's see if they're all stacked up here at the fence I just put up. There's several of them that are out grazing. There's several of them that are still coming though. Uh-oh, I missed my turn. Let's see if I can get down right here. Well, I better get over here and get the fence hot before we have a breach. There you go. Okay, let's make her hot so we don't have any issues, but they always want to come to the far end and check and see if they can get all the way to the south end. Well, that would be a bad thing because of the baby situation. So that's why I put the fence up, to check them a little bit. I'll probably just leave it up for a day, but let's see if we can get it hot without shocking ourselves. We need to head over and check the goats and make sure we don't need to do the same to them, as far as we've got to start moving them back to the south, to the what we call the wintering area, which is where the billies are, because it's time. Looks like my camera's dirty, sorry. Cobwebs on it. It's time to start that process as far as putting them in with the billies here in the next month. So we got to do that too. We moved the Mashonas yesterday. Is anybody looking for a job? That's a joke. I don't need anybody. Buddy, come on. Okay, so I've got to go down tomorrow morning and just make sure the cows are all where they need to be and adjusted. And then I'll go from there. The goats are done. You saw how easy they were. Everything is settled, I think, for today. The cows, like I said, they'll have to start pairing back up. And then we will kind of start it all over tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and I'm sure everything will work out fine. We'll see you next time.